Welcome everyone to game number 3 between dogao and MBL in this best of 7 qualifier for Red Bull Wololo Legacy. The winner makes it to the castle. The loser has a chance to qualify again. This is a big deal. This is absolutely a big deal. And here we are in Kawasan. We have MBL on the east side of the map playing as the Byzantines and dogao on the east side of the map. Sorry, MBL on the west. Dogao on the east side of the map playing as the Saracens. Two civs I didn't expect to see here. Byzantines versus Saracens. And I would expect some shenanigans out of dogao and MBL with the Byzantines. Loves his skirmishers, so it makes sense. And the Saracens, sorry, the Byzantines, not a bad civ on this map. They have good water presence. And if they get the middle, they're going to be hard to dislodge. Saracens, good archers, good market play. I would expect to see something with the market. Anyway, starting out, dogao gonna go heavy into the scout play. And do we see a lot on gold? Not yet. Not yet, indeed. And MBL going with the archers into skirmishers. MBL prep for the archers coming from the Saracens is going already into the cheap Byzantine skirmishers. But the problem is, it's going to be a double stable play by dogao. So this is absolutely going to catch MBL off guard, and it could end the game in a big hurry. However, the spearmen are here for MBL, and spearmen are very cheap. MBL, I wonder how long it takes till he realizes he's still making skirmishers and archers, skirm, archer, skirm, archer, back and forth, headed across the map now. What can he see? MBL now sees the double stable, and switches, continues to make archers and adds more spearmen wisely. And it's going to be archer, spear versus full on scouts. And that's, I don't see scouts working out as they continue to come on out. Not that aggressive. dogao is not being that aggressive with this play, and I would expect him to be very aggressive with such a play. Not so, and MBL continuing to make skirmishers, which is just nonsensical to me when your opponent is making scouts. Don't make skirmishers when all your opponent is making scouts. And dogao gonna find a villager kill and dipsy doodle away. Dipsy doodle is a fun one to say. Try saying dipsy doodle. And MBL's army kind of cleaned up in dogao's town. These mass scout play, pushing MBL back. dogao sneaking around, looking for another villager kill. Not gonna find it with these spearmen everywhere. Doink, doink, doink. Okay, almost 2 scouts down there, and MBL going out to take water control. Very risky play. You need to wall this villager up. Like, this villager's going to die if she does not get walled up or partnered up with the spearmen. Spearmen out here, and just so many skirmishers that just doesn't make sense. As MBL continuing to make skirmishers. MBL, like, if this works, I'm gonna really just continue to not understand MBL, and nothing's gonna change in my life or my understanding of MBL. But I'm just gonna be so confused about how it worked, as skirmishers don't make a lot of sense against somebody who's going full scouts. And another villager kill gonna be found here? No. Thought so. And maybe here? Indeed here. And the eco KD is only 1 to 2. The scout play is not working. The ecos are fairly similar, but I think MBL probably... the ecos are very similar. Ecos are just very similar overall. And dogao been able to keep MBL off of his base. But MBL now headed forward with a force that dogao can't fight. 3 skirmishers, 3 spearmen, 5 archers, 4 skirmishers, heading across the map. MBL looking to take control of both of these water ponds on Kawasan in the middle. Has the outpost up, is able to see the dock there in the southern pond. In the back, though, MBL forced off of his wood line, drops a few villagers, so now it's a 4-1, 5-1 villager KD. 6-1. No, 5-1. 5-2. Because MBL is in on the gold of the Saracen player who is just playing heavy into this gold play. And pushing dogao back to his town center with his villagers is MBL. This villager still alive that I said would die would surely die. No, still alive. And MBL here sees the fishing ships but hasn't had the APM to notice, or else has not had, okay, there we go, hasn't had the resources to do anything about it. Not really making a lot of use of these docks, only one fishing ship out for MBL. And 3 for dogao, but dogao, his 3 are, they're going to get killed. And MBL's 1 is pretty safe. And just a lot of scouts here, but MBL's almost up to castle age. So many scouts, the spearmen just get wrecked. And dogao with 12 scouts on the field and 47 villagers versus the 9 archers, 8 spearmen, 5 skirmishers, 41 villagers, and of course a fire galley. But MBL losing a lot of units now. The KD definitely in favor of the Saracen player. The scouts are the highest HP unit in this conversation, and there's a hole on MBL's wall, which would have been easily noticeable since the villager was standing outside chopping wood. But another villager down, and another one bites the dust, and dogao gets away, doesn't even lose any HP. And this fire galley is ignoring the 3 fishing ships. MBL. Although he's going to get a villager, this villager stubbornly goes back to the fish, the box turtles, and just dies. MBL. On the middle of the map, gathering berries, drops another villager to these scouts. So the scout play looks like it's working out, but I really don't think it is. It just seems so odd to me. As now, MBL in the castle age, making some camels to clear up all these scouts. Our Saracen player on the way to the castle age as well. Going to get there about a minute and a half to 2 minutes after our Byzantine player, who has lost all 3 fishing ships. The ecos are very similar as 41 to 43 on the eco. These scouts are now in big trouble, as MBL just has a much larger and more powerful military, though he hasn't really teched into anything just yet. It's just kind of making a little bit of nothing. Just some camels to clean up, some fire galleys to control the water, and chasing down scouts. This has to have been a very stressful Dark Age for MBL, but he's weathered the storm. He did lose 9 villagers, but he killed 15. What? Wow. Yeah, so that didn't work out at all for our scout player, having lost 15 villagers, 15 eco units technically. And dogao dropping a second town center over here on this gold mine to protect it, keep it secure. It's going to have a TC and 2 mining camps on it, so that gold mine can be very saturated before we get inefficient. Although the TC would have been better 1 tile farther away. Little things, because this corner of the town center, blocks approach. And the camels running in, and I think it's time to move away from the camels because now you have crossbows out for our Saracen player. Well, you have a crossbow out for our Saracen player. MBL losing camels needlessly under this TC. MBL, notice MBL. 3, 4 camels down. Gonna be 5 camels under a town center for 0 vill kills. 5 camels for nothing. Lost all 5 camels. Not a good look. Microing around in the back here, I guess, probably would have been more important to watch. Because the KD is still in favor of dogao, though it is close. The eco KD is still in favor of MBL, though it is not quite as close. And MBL dropping the 3rd town center. dogao also dropping his 3rd town center. Both players really booming it out. The Byzantines, the nice thing about them, they can counter everything. The nice thing about the Saracens, you don't have to have an economy, you just need gold. And they do have good crossbows, like the crossbows, I think, buildings pretty well still. Indeed they do. Whereas, the Byzantines going into elite scrims. Mbl loves the skirmishers. It's almost a meme how much he loves the skirmishers. And as we saw, he even makes skirmishers to counter scouts. Something that was really just so stubborn about the skirmishers, expecting the archers, expecting the archers, expecting the archers. The archers never showed up. And this dock going to go down. BL taking full control of both pawns, but only with a few fishing ships in each. And the elite skirms have shown up, pushing the crossbows away and killing a lot of them. So now MBL, I would expect. Well, he drops the town center. He's got 4 relics. Going to be 5 in just a moment here in that center bit. And the knight is out, and MBL dropping a castle. Sold everything for a castle in the middle, which I don't mind on this map. The middle is important. However, MBL looking at losing some villagers here in the back of his bases. 4 crossbows are going to get in here, and 4 crossbows are going to be able to take out 1. Oh, only 2 villagers gonna. No, only 1 villager gonna go down. Right? Wow, that's a surprise. And the skirmishers holding on here, and dogao making a siege workshop. Poor dogao does not realize the castle is what's on the menu. And that siege workshop position is not gonna be terrible. Like, it's still gonna be useful, but not gonna be able to push with it, only defend. And another villager, a couple villagers go down to these 4 crossbows. Now a couple skirmishers coming back to defend from that, as MBL has the equal lead by 9, by 7 now. And it's just been weird and messy, but this castle is up. Skirmishers get pushed away. And MBL just going skirmishers, just skirmishers. But his base is going to be continually raided unless he does something. Not really pushing, not really doing anything. 33 on the military, 33 to 20. So a lot more military, but most of that is in skirmishers, which don't do much against these few knights that are coming in. And a big thing about the Byzantines that you don't notice, you saw how quickly he reacted. Well, that's the vision bonus of the Byzantines. Well, they don't actually have a vision bonus, but they get town watch and town patrol for free and instantly upon reaching the age because they are available, which is pretty massive. Now, this is something that's smart. These crossbows sitting here to take out the fishing ships, and MBL going into the cataphracts. Against the crossbows, really not the greatest play, as they're not quite as good as the knights, as we just saw Spirit of the Laws video. Go take a look at one of Spirit of the Law's most recent videos. You can see that. And villagers dropping for MBL from dogao, but MBL still with the 3 villager lead, which incidentally is the same number of villagers that MBL has killed more than dogao. So, really kind of just a weird game into an even one. And you have skirmishers and camels against knight crossbow. And I just, that feels a little better for the knight, for the skirmisher camel, if things go right, or a little better to micro battle. And this siege workshop, it's made of mangonel, which will be sacrificed to the cataphracts so that they get some more kills. These are good looking unit cataphracts. I like the old style cataphracts better just for nostalgia's sake. But these new ones, might actually look better. They look pretty good. The army in the back is now cleaned up. So Gao has nothing at MBL's base. MBL with 50 military, 133 popped in 94. MBL full control of both pawns and the middle. No armies at his base, and is running into dogao's base with cataphracts and skirmishers, camels, and while not really all of that, he needs to gather up his forces. He's got little groups of armies kind of all over the map, and he's kind of doing that, gathering his armies up, getting ready to make a concerted push, I think. Siege Workshop has been dropped here on the front. The monk is out here from after gathering those relics, just standing there healing units as they go by. MBL just hanging out on the way to Imp. dogao also on the way to Imp. Both of these players playing very passively. After watching Daniel play in the last set, this just feels odd. I keep expecting something to happen, and just not a lot happens. So very different game. from what we saw in the previous set. Very different. Very different. So, these crossbows kind of take out this outpost. And as you see, that outpost holds up much better for the business than what anybody else. It's 650 HP. And these fishing ships are in danger, but dogao not able to range them where they are. You can see this is only going to have 500 instead of the 650. And yeah, MBL just waiting on Imperial Age and building rams, probably for capped ram push, along with the army that he has. Go into capped rams and just go kill. I think that's kind of his play at this point. Whereas dogao has to figure something out, and it's gonna be a heavy camel switch, but no, he calls it. He doesn't even wait for MBL to get to the Imperial Age. He just calls it as these crossbows get caught out by the skirmishers and die. So let's check the statistics for this one. MBL going up now 3-0. Wow. MBL dominant here. MBL with the military, with the KD a little bit closer this game, a little bit closer. With that relic gold. Those 5 relics come in handy. And the better castle time, and was going to have the better imp time. Society stats didn't quite have the veil count of dogao at the end, but was ahead actually most of the game. And APM, just really similar there. Well, I hope you enjoyed this game. Dogao versus MBL. Game number 3, as MBL goes up 3-0. Hope you enjoyed